Okay, welcome back to Paddy's Golf Tips, and we're going to talk about bunker play today.
The winner of the gold medal and the champion golfer of the year is Padraig Harrington.
Everybody I see who struggles in bunkers seem to do the one thing wrong. They might do it for different reasons, but they seem to do this one thing wrong. I see it a lot in pro-ams. You can see some good players. So when they're going to hit the bunker shot, they want to get it in the air. Now, anytime you try and help something in the air, what happens is your center of gravity is where you'll strike the ground. So if my center of gravity is there, I'll strike the ground under my center of gravity. If I try and help it in the air, you will see my sternum, where is moving backwards. So I'm now going to, if that was my line, 2 inches behind the ball, I'm now going to come in and start hitting 8 inches behind the ball. So I'm getting no contact. Even if I get it out, it's going to run, it's going to be inconsistent. If the sand is soft, I'll struggle. And that's why you see with a lot of amateurs make their biggest, hardest swing to try and get the ball out of a bunker, whereas a pro, it's just an easy little flick, because our center of gravity, our sternum, our body position is so much better. So bunker play is really, first and foremost, about getting your body in the right position, okay? So what we want to do is we want to lean in, so our body creates steepness so that we catch very close to the ball, about 2 inches behind. I've put a line down here, and you'll see here now, I'll do that again for you. I'll take that out. You'll see here, and this is a great drill, put a line in the sand, just probably inside the left heel, stay left, and just keep hitting the front of that line like so, all the time. Okay, we never want this backing up. We never want weight on this right leg coming into impact. You will see a little trick I use is I always keep my right heel. So if I was going this way, you will see here, rid of that here. So you will see I keep my right heel off the ground to discourage any movement back. I stay nice and forward, okay? Like so. Now I would recommend to people, give yourself a good lie, okay? And you're always, so when you're practicing, even like with the chip shot, tee it up as high as you can in the sand and try and slice underneath. This is the technique you want. You want to tee it up as high as you can and really slice underneath. You wouldn't be able to do that off a tight lie, but it's a good way to practice. Give yourself a really good lie, try in fresh air, which is impossible to do, well, pretty much. So just like on a chip shot, it's a great drill to sit forward and really try and get underneath that. And that will help you, be aggressive in bunkers. But there are some people who have worked on their bunker play and over the years, and what they've been told to do is cut across their bunker shots. So what they do to cut across the bunker shots is, this is where they open up, and for every degree they open up the club face, which is logical. So now they're in an open position and they take the club back and they want to slice across. Now what people do, they exaggerate that. I've set up to cut across the ball. I don't have to do anything to encourage a cut here. But what people do is they think they're trying to cut, so they go out. If you take the club out in a bunker shot, you are in big trouble, because that club is going to loop in on the downswing and you're going to present that heel and you're either going to shank it or you're going to knife it. So never ever take the club on the outside in a bunker, outside your setup position. If it goes out, it will come back in. You don't want that. You'd be much better off in and out. And that's what I will tell people. I recommend for people to practice. You've got to come over the top of your bunker shots. So again, to come over the top of a bunker shot, right? You don't turn. Look, like on a long shot, if you turn, that can throw the club inside and out. The club doesn't necessarily follow where your body's going. So if your body's turning, the arms can go that way, again causing shanks, mishits and knife shots. What you want to do is swing your arms left. So you want to think you're coming over the top of your bunker shots. Your arms have to go left and past you. So it's more, the better way to practice this. Yes, when I play, I'm in a neutral setup, like so. Okay? Neutral setup, what you strike, nice high, bit of check. But I practice a lot with a short setup. So now I'm aiming right but trying to hit it left. So I'm going to go in and over the top. Outside of that, you know, for most people, I would recommend, you know, don't open up the club face too much. Most people open up the club face too much, then it's just too exaggerated and you manipulate. Generally, just open up. So if that's square, just generally give it a little bit of, you know, maybe 30 degrees open, 25, 30 degrees open. Even I play a lot of bunker shots with a square club face and just pull down on it when I have to hit a neutral shot. Putting it like that, you really want a good lie, show off. You're better off keeping a nice, reasonably neutral setup, little open and pull across it. The one thing you never do, and this, it takes a high degree of practice or a high level of standards to fight a slope even on the golf course. In the bunkers, do not fight the slope. So if I'm on an upslope, instead of leaning in, I'm going to get my shoulders level with the slope. That's quite an aggressive slope, but the slope my ball's on about like, so I don't lean in on this, because if I lean in, I've got to stick the club to the ground, and I don't want that, okay? So I'm going to actually go with the slope. My shoulders are this way. I've practiced, so there's more weight on my right side. Normally I have 90% of my weight on my left side. There's more weight on my right side. I'm going to lean there and get out nice and get the distance. So there is an element on an upslope of staying back. That's maybe why a lot of people are opposed on upslopes, because they hang back a bit. But definitely I set myself with my shoulders as I would on a fairway shot. Again, if I'm on a downslope, this is a much harder prospect downslope. So again, if I'm on the downslope here, again, I'm not going to try and get the ball up with my body. I'm going to stay on my left hand side. My shoulders are down. Usually I'm just going to hit a neutral shot so it will come out low with spin. If I have to get it up, I don't get it up by using my body, I get it up by using my hands. So if I want to get it high, I'll open that up a bit. Like so. Interesting, I hit that a little fat, and this is something true about down. You tend to hit the ball heavy off a downslope, so you have to be brave and go even closer than you normally would. You have to go tighter. It's something, if you practice, you get used to. You try and hit, instead of trying to hit 2 inches behind, you try and hit 1 inch behind, and the ball should come out a bit quicker and a bit faster. Outside of that, you know, plug lies. Everybody loves to know how to play a plug lie, and if you get to that level, congratulations, that's their biggest worry in a bunker. Very simple. You swing it more like, you've got to have the image in your head of chopping like an axe. So there's more that movement, your wrist more down that way to hit a plug shot. So you lean in again, you keep the club face where you don't open up the face, because you want to try and get that leading edge under the golf ball so that the sand that gets under pops up. So you're trying to displace the sand under the ball. Very simply lean in and it's a chop down. So if I was doing that, it's that. And you can leave the club in the sand if you want. So up, down and out she pops. Okay, that's one to practice. Get a feel for it. But the ball will always come out. That's probably one of the, you have to trust that. And depending on how much plug, yeah, on something that's only plug, I won't shut it as much. I might go that way, but again, I'm trying to lead very steep down. Got that more height on that. Okay, and there is a little bit of me throwing the sand as well. So don't fight the slopes. Standard shot, stay left. On a long bunker shot, you just have to be brave. So if you've got a long bunker shot, you know, definitely go down to your 56 degree wedge, and I would recommend that you should practice with even a 9-iron in the bunkers, because it does help with the feel of it. But go down to your 56 degree wedge and lean in. You've got to be brave, you've got to be leaning even more. You're catching a little less sand and you're going to get a nice shot like that. Just a nice strike. Okay, so very, very, you know, it's a dangerous shot, that's why we don't like it on tour, but you've got to get close to the ball to get it to go out far enough, or else go down to a pitching wedge or a 9-iron and hit your normal shot and let it run out. Outside of that, so up slopes, plug lies, and the main thing is don't go out because you'll go in, and that's no use. You'll be leading with the hosel. So if anything, pull across your bunker shots, come over the top of your bunker shots. Definitely lean into your left hand side and create the loft with your hands, not your body. And probably that's pretty much it. You know, get 2 inches behind the ball, stay left, like so. Don't have to open up too much. Sitting on the left side. High shot with a bit of spin. And you can see how much forward I am. I'm not doing as a lot of amateurs. I'm coming in. Did that rather well, didn't I? Get that ball in it. So I'm not doing that motion of back here on my right side. I'm staying left, pulling across it, always feeling like I'm over the top and using my hands to get the height. That's all there is to poker play.